Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to Heart podcast. In this podcast, we slow down and have genuine conversations about the things that touch our lives, our struggles, our growth, and everything in between. I am so tired, and that's one of the reasons why I am late for the episode. I want to stay consistent with the podcast. I was planning to at least publish an episode every week, probably Thursday or Friday even. So maybe today is Thursday and I'm recording. I don't know if I will publish this episode today or maybe tomorrow, but I really want to stay consistent with the podcast. Anyway, um, last Tuesday was my graduation project discussion, and it was a very hectic day. It was a very fruitful. I enjoyed it a lot, but it was tiring, and yeah, that's what makes me tired right now. That day, even though we're on Thursday already, but I'm still tired because of that day. But yeah, it was worth it. It was full of emotions. It's hard to finally face what's gonna happen anyway. The fact that you're leaving people, the fact that you're leaving a place that you've been to for so long. So yeah, mm, today's topic is about belonging, and it was inspired by that day as well, because in that day usually people they come with their friends, with their families. Some bring their mother and father, which was weird to me, to be honest, because I didn't know that you can do so. Especially that it was in the form of an exam. So like it was a discussion, but at the same time, like you're asked and you take marks and stuff. So it's not something. It's like serious. So one thing I noticed is people, huge number of people, they are sitting together, they're celebrating, they are taking pictures, they are having fun. However, I also noticed a few cases where individuals sit alone, or that they spent this day alone. And it really stayed with me because I don't know, it kind of bothered me, the fact that someone on that day, on that special day where everyone is celebrating, but he or she is sitting alone, or not being able to fit in, or that they feel like they do not belong to maybe the place, the people, the mood, the vibe. mm, yeah, it's I feel like it's something worth thinking about. What can someone do if they feel like they do not belong, or um like they do not just feel lonely, or they're not just alone, but they feel like they do not belong? Like even if they sit with someone or talk to someone for a couple of minutes, or spend some time with them, it just they do this just to kill the time, but they still feel that they do not belong. So we're addressing this issue, this big thing, belonging. Yeah, I want to understand what belonging really means. Is it about being liked by everyone? Is it about fitting into every space? Is it about being accepted the way you are, or being accepted in a space that reflects your value, or is it all of them? And um why would someone find it hard to feel this belonging? Is it about them, or is it about like that person specifically, or is it about the environment? Like where is the problem? Is the environment incompatible with them, or are their way of thinking or values or priorities too different? I don't know. Is it is it the fact that at the end of the day, not everyone is going to like you? Or is the idea of belonging even that important? Like, should we actually feel 100% that we belong in every place or every space that we go to? All these questions that came to my mind when when I saw this thing, people sitting alone on that day. And to be honest, I do not know the answer to all of them. Like, I think maybe throughout this episode, we'll try to figure it out together. So, what is belonging? In simple terms, we can say that belonging is maybe the deep human need to feel accepted, to feel seen, to feel valued without having to perform or pretend. It's just this sense that you're part of something, you're part of a group, you're part of a space, you're part of a purpose, just the way you are. You're accepted for who you are, you're not being judged, you can fully exhale, you can fully be yourself, you can speak without rehearsing. It's that your absence would be noticed, or your presence matters. It feels like home, like you're comfortable, you're safe. There's this kind of emotional safety. And I feel like as Muslims, we have the first layer that makes us, that we share, that makes us belong to one thing, which is Islam. Being a Muslim, being part of the Muslim community, it's just something that we shared that brings us together. Another layer that we as well share is being human. I mean, as humans, as part of the same race, we do share, we do have this innate feeling to communicate with one another. So the idea of belonging is more about how far you share things, or you relate to things, or that you feel that the other person is close to you, is close to experience, is close to your thoughts and feelings and values. And in its highest form, for example, friendship or having best friends, belonging reaches its climax. And I feel like in these cases, belonging is more of a rizq, it's more of a provision. Because sometimes you do not get to choose who your friends would, like who your friends are. Sometimes it just happens and you're suddenly friends and you're happy about it, and you feel like that this is the best plan that could ever happen. For example, contrary to what you had in mind, other expectations that you want to befriend other people, but they did not end up being good friends, or that you did not really uh, link to each other. So at the end of the day, this connection, this feeling of belonging with belonging to someone, to a group of friends, is uh, rizq, is a provision. And that's why actually belonging, you do not have to have this ultimate form of connection in order to feel like like you belong. or or I don't know, it's just that I don't want to limit the idea of belonging, because at the end of the day, if we said, for example, that because someone did not establish this deep connection with someone, then they do not belong to them, or they do not belong to this place. And thus, what should they do about themselves? Should they just uh, leave the whole thing? Should they just be indifferent? Shouldn't they try to connect, to still connect? And I believe the answer should be that they should do something about it. Like they shouldn't just be indifferent, and they shouldn't just accept the fact that they don't feel like they belong and that's it, and just escape life or escape interacting with people. No, they actually should try as much as they can to be open, to have human interactions, even if they do not feel like they 100% belong. But in some layers, we as humans, we do belong. As I said, being humans, part of the same race, being Muslims, being, I don't know, in college, being in the same college, studying the same thing, being in the same age group. Like we share so many things that if we think about it, we will find ways to connect. And these ways will at least make us have an effective communication, even if it's not deep, but it's still good for us. It's effective. It's this innate thing in us to talk to one another. I feel kind of artificial saying this because I myself find it hard to communicate sometimes. Because I said before, I'm more of an introvert, and yes, and a lot of times I do not feel like I belong, even though, alhamdulillah, in college I do have friends, but sometimes, or a lot of times, I do not feel like I belong. But I don't not want to give up to this feeling. I want to do something about it. And you know what? When I think about it, it actually makes sense because we are in the dunya. Like this is the dunya is supposed to be that way. We're supposed to struggle in the dunya, but of course it's not struggling for struggling. It's struggling for a meaning, for a purpose, for a reward. Inshallah, in Jannah, Ya Rab. So maybe even if we thought about it from that perspective, that this is some sort of like again an extension of the test. We're being tested by how we will deal with the struggle, how we will deal with ourselves, our negative emotions, our uh, per- how people perceive us, how will this affect us. And maybe even part of it has to do with us learning how to be alone, or how to navigate things alone. Because I feel like if you are always with people, always doing things with people, maybe at one point you'll find it hard to do things alone, or to even sit alone, or to think alone, or to have this time to meditate, to even talk to Allah, to make dua when you're alone. And you might think it's irrelevant, like why would my interactions with people affect my time, my time with myself? But I feel like it is to some extent relevant. Like my friends who are super extroverts, like there's one friend of mine, she is a typical extrovert, and she finds it so hard to sit by herself, and she finds it so hard to meditate. She finds it so hard to do things all alone. Like she told me, like when I'm alone, like I just go anywhere. Like wouldn't mind doing anything just in order not to be alone. Like she would go to the supermarket just to have this interaction and escape being alone. So yeah, maybe think of it as a privilege, being alone, or this feeling that you do not belong to a place or a people. Because maybe like one thing you have to do is to belong to yourself, or to focus more on your inner interaction with yourself and with Allah. That's one thing. But still, if this feeling of that you're not belonging, if this hinders you, if this is a challenge, if this is a problem, please deal with it. Do not escape it. As I said, be open to human interactions. Um, don't let this feeling of not belonging hinder you from progressing or from possibilities that might come when you actually talk to people or when you try to establish common ground with them. And as I said, it is no, it's actually hard. I was gonna say it's not that hard, but it's actually hard. But maybe it is worth it. It's just when you find the layers, the common ground between you and people, you find so many things that you guys share. Not necessarily everything, but maybe one by one, you will find some friends, you'll find a place to belong in, or maybe you will not find, and that will still be fine because, as I said, we're in the dunya. Everything is not supposed to be perfect. Everything will be perfect, inshallah, when we enter Jannah, ya Rab. So I guess that's it for today's episode. I don't know if I said everything that I wanted to say or not because uh, the Adhan, like Asr prayer was on while I was recording and I had to stop. And when I stopped, I forgot to save and I had to record this all over again. So I hope I did not forget to say the things that I wanted to say. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one, inshallah. Take care.